The brand new essences for all classes just dropped inside of Diablo Immortal, and that includes all of the new bear essences for the Druid class. Now, I'm not currently playing the Druid, but many players are, and many are switching to the Druid because this new build is actually insane for tankiness and if you're trying to basically sit on the idle. So I want to feature for all of you the very first ever Stone Bear build that has been created for Diablo Immortal, and it was just shared with us over here on my website, Game Strategy HQ. I'm going to be linking in the description of this video both the build card itself, so you can get directly to this Stone Bear build, as well as the website as a whole, so you can have access to all the different builds that we have on the site for all different classes. And if you want to share yours, you can do that over here on the website as well. But let's dive into this Stone Bear build, and what you're looking at here is the card and how we share things. I'm going to share this with you. You can share it inside of Discord, make it very easy for all of you and your friends to see what's going on. Let's zoom in a little bit for a closer look, at least to start, and you can see all of the equipment that's being used by the bear. I'm going to go through what we're looking at here first, and then I'll explain the small changes to make this build actually relevant in the current meta. First is the Triumph of Wings. The werebear now leaps to a target location, smashing the ground and causing a circle of rocks to emerge, knocking enemies toward the center of the rocks. Your primary attacks used within the rock circle cause shockwaves that damage nearby enemies. That's from your helm. Coming from your chest, you have Saved by Nature. Circle of Life now grants nearby allies, a regenerative seed that continuously heals life and heals a large amount in their life if their life drops too low. Then we're going to be coming on over to the shoulders. They're called Keegfran. Raven Swarm also generates primal power when it hits an enemy, but this cannot occur more often than once every so often. We have the legs, which are Plummet Wool. Crush Werebear also increases your primary attack speed by 60% for 3 seconds, but this effect is removed if you become affected by total loss of control or knockback effects. We're halfway through the essences. Now we're getting into where some of these changes are actually taking place, and that is in the weapons. First, we have Invincible Arc. Werebear now transforms you into a Stone Bear, granting you immunity to all loss of control effects, and it absorbs shield based on primal power consumed, but at the cost of reduced movement speed. So you are going to have your bear slowed down a little bit, but you're going to be able to, again, get that absorb shield and be immune to control loss of control effects. You also lose something else, though, and that is the Craw. This is the main hand that most people would use in place of the one that we just shared, the new Stone Bear essence. This would now, Werebear now transforms you into a gigantic bear with increased attack range and maximum life. So what you're losing here from switching out the Caw is you're losing the increased attack range and the maximum life that you would have gained if you used that essence. Invincible Arc is now going to give you, instead of that, the loss of control effects and the absorb shield. So it's definitely a give and take, but that goes any time that you're going to be switching essences, right? You're losing something from another essence. We have the second main hand weapon, which is Night Flurry. Raven Swarm now empowers you, causing your primary attacks and skills to conjure ravens that automatically attack enemies who are blinded when ravens hit them multiple times. Cool. Now we go here with Tusk Guard, the secondary weapon. Summon Oak Sage no longer passively summons and instead actively summons 3 Oak Sages who infect enemies with a smolder seed that explodes if the enemy is affected by burning. Then we have the final secondary weapon, Cruce Werebear. Now empowers you. It's called Mauler's Mitt, causing primary attacks to smash the ground and damage nearby enemies with critical hits, causing spikes of rock to erupt the ground for additional damage. So really what we're looking at here, the biggest change is going to be this Invincible Arc essence that you're using as your primary weapon. Now this build goes into a lot more detail, including what your reforges should look like, which I'm going to show you all of that. But first, let's come on over here and take a look at the green set items. They're wearing a 4-piece mount bank. So you're going to be getting that big 33% max HP when hit absorb shield. Okay, you're looking for survivability here. Your goal is to be able to just live on that idol. Then you have Vathu, which you're wearing a 4-piece, increases the target's attack speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Each skill will grant beneficial effects to members. By the way, this is a PvP druid build. I failed to mention that at the start of the video. This one is for PvP. Now, let's go into the skills if you haven't already noticed what the skills are, because we went through the essences. Well, you're going with Ferocious Strike as your primary attack. Of course, you're going to be utilizing the Werebear. You're using Circle of Life as a skill, Raven Swarm, and Summon Oak Sage. Now, something that I really like that we do over here at Game Strategy HQ is we share everything that you need to put the build together on one card. And this is all something that can be very easily shared on Discord. All you do is you come over to the share button right here and it copies it to the clipboard. You drop it in your Discord server and share it with all your friends. So after you come in here and put your builds together, you can then share them very easily. And because this is my website, I'm always checking out the new builds, and you never know when a build that you share is going to be tested by my team and then given the thumbs up approval, and then can come out as a video here on the channel. Now, let's go into some of the Paragon, and I bring that up because Paragon trees in depth are never showed in a one screenshot opportunity. Here, you're going with the Brawler tree. You have Heavy Armor, Defender of Sanctuary, Rugged, Combat Expertise, and Combat Tricks, and you are going with Shock Barrier as the legendary Paragon skill as well. Now, I did mention that you have even more depth. This is your initial card of everything, and by the way, this is created by Cave Soap Cavin, is the creator of this build that shared it here on the site. Now, something else that you could go is you can go with Rune Assignments, you could also go with Reforge Stones, and in this case, the Reforge Stones were shared, and I actually think they're valuable and worth sharing with all of you. First of all, you're going to be going with the Barrier Stones in slot 1, 2, 3. Why? Block chances increased by 1 or 2%. Then Maximum Life is increased by 0.5 to 1%. Barrier Stone again, damage taken from nearby enemies is decreased by 1 to 2%. Then 2 Jolt Stones, damage taken from players is reduced by 0.5 to 1%. And another Jolt Stone, duration of beneficial effects is increased by 1.5 to 3%. Clicking on each of these gives you a little bit more details of what's going on with each of them, but I think right here you have a good look at a day one build you can put together that, and something I like here that makes this really cool is it's not even that much that you have to change. You're literally going to be able to swap out one essence. So all you need to do is unlock this Invisible Arc essence. You don't need to get all 6 of them. Swap out this Invisible Arc one, then you could take advantage of the brand new Stone Bear essence that has just dropped inside of the game. Now I bring that up because this is what I've been doing, right? We have the new auto battle feature inside of the game. Why am I sharing this with you? Because we were just talking about attaining new essences. You're trying to get yourself the Invincible Arc new essence so that you could use that bear. This allows you to get essences like crazy. For me, I've been able to unlock 5 of the 6 new essences for the Crusader that I'm running in just a day and a half of doing this auto battle feature. This is a great solution to be able to get those essences more quickly because you could just farm them while you're doing other things, like maybe doing work like I do throughout the day. It's a really nice feature. It's been a big topic of conversation, but if you can't get that Invincible Arc, do your auto battles. Let it go find it for you, and then even if you don't get it, all the other essences that you get, you can then use that to craft one when it's time. But this is the Stone Bear build made by Cave Soap Cavan, shared over on Game Strategy HQ. All the links are going to be in the description of this video. And just so all of you know, some players, the little scuttlebutt around the water cooler is that people are talking about the ability to possibly be able to use potency combined with this essence. So this will be refined over time. This is the day one first build for Stone Bear. Let me know what you think down below. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.